Hello everyone, and welcome to our game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from MBrandis, and he is in the Minotaur, the 10 British cruiser. He is on the map Trap in a 3.0 mission game mode. It's a tier 10 battle. There are a lot of destroyers around, almost no cruisers, and no carrier. Now it's interesting that there is no radar. This makes going into the center a lot less risky, I suppose. Now the Minotaur has smoke and decent concealment, there is some cover around here, so he decided to help out the friendly destroyers and try to take center. A lone gearing is trying to take A, and we haven't spotted any enemies going this way, so this might work out nicely. There are a few friendly ships here in the north, but it's not looking good. And there is some support here on the point B. Those battleships are in a good position to help out. Take care of spotted enemies. Now the gearing is spotted. Hydro was immediately used. And there are a lot of torpedoes coming this way. Now this gearing is pretty much doomed. He tried to smoke up, but he was inside the Hydro. And there was nothing he could have done. Now this other gearing is moving outside of the Hydro range, I suppose. And he's also smoking. So he will probably get away with it. And there is a ton of torpedoes. Now MBrandis is retreating here and dodging torpedoes like a boss. So yeah, that worked out. He is not spotted and he can launch some torpedoes. Let's see if the gearing is still sitting inside his smoke screen. Now while he managed to maneuver out of this situation, he's almost grounding himself, and well, he has the time to reverse and get out of here. He also has his smoke ready in case he gets spotted. And he still has some hydro time left, so he should be fine if there are torpedoes coming. There is an enemy Minotaur in here, and there are probably still like 2 destroyers around. Well, what do you think? Did this guy... It's still in smoke? I mean, we see shells coming from there. Is he prepared to dodge those torpedoes? Nope. Well, meanwhile, another Fletcher is spotted here, and 10 seconds of hydro left, so he should have a warning if there were torpedoes coming. Looks like they are not. The enemy battleships here in the north are... well, they might be blocked by this island. I'm not sure. The island isn't that high, I suppose. But the battleships haven't joined in on the fun, which makes it a lot safer for a cruiser here. The north is lost. The Shimakase here is already in retreat, as is the Rhone, which is good. And well, the friendly battleships are, I guess, still maneuvering around here. Now, if the friendly team can get rid of that Minotaur, then they can push around this island and take the center. And if they can do it before the enemy battleships are in a position to help out here, this would be amazing. And look at that! Down goes a Minotaur. Well, it was a Minotaur trade. But the friendly team is 1 ship ahead, and they are getting closer to winning the fight for the center. Only a Fletcher is left. The Fletcher is... sure where he is going? Let's hope the friendly Fletcher dodges. No, he does not. Well, that evens the ship count. Our Hydro isn't ready yet, which makes chasing the Fletcher a bit more risky, but the Fletcher just torpedoed, and not sure if he used all of his torps, but it's likely that he is on reload. Now if they just can get the Fletcher, they should have control of the center. MBrandis is torpedoing in here. Not sure if the destroyer is still... yeah, he's still around. And looks like his torpedoes were not reloaded. So nicely done. And the center is under control. Well, it's not under control yet, but it doesn't look like there is an enemy ship that can stop the friendlies from capping. Now there were shells coming this way. There might be battleships who have shots at, and he just wants to cap here. So MBrandis decided to pop his smoke. He might also be able to engage some enemy ships from here. Now friendly battleships are moving in, which is good. They will need the firepower to defend this point against an enemy force. The enemy is starting to get organized. They have a huge blob of ships that is ready to move into the center. And now the Minotaur does what Minotaurs do. He is raining shells onto the enemies out from his smokescreen. Now it looks like the first target escaped for now, but there are plenty of more to shoot at. There is still 1 minute left of smokescreen, and well, I don't think he's running out of targets here. Now a friendly lion is also around. That's potentially dangerous because the lion is most likely spotted, and any ship that's shooting the lion could potentially hit MBrandis here, so he's already reversing to get some distance. And well, he just keeps shelling the enemy. Most of the friendlies are around here. There are some here still on the outskirts, so they are ready to defend this center. Now the enemy is a bit spread out, but because of those islands I'm not sure how much of a crossfire the enemies are actually creating. And there's friendly gearing who might just be waiting to ambush somebody with torpedoes. There are, well, pretty much like that Friedrich der Große here is at the front. Obviously German battleships are great for brawling, and this Friedrich is ready to engage an enemy going in here. Well, he is currently turning and showing his full broadside. That's a really bad idea. He should have stayed angled. I mean, he's obviously trying to retreat here, but if he, well, showing his broadside is costing him so much health that he can't retreat anyway. If it stayed angled and went down, fighting maybe possibly with just a little bit reversing, he would have been around longer and done more damage. So, Alabama is moving in, and MBrandis is ready to, well, rain shells upon him. And while those salvos don't do that much damage individually, there are just so many coming in that this Alabama is pretty doomed. Well, obviously if he's unspotted, he's a bit less doomed. Now he is switching back. The Alabama should go down shortly. Ah, that was a nice salvo. There you go, a torpedo got him. Now the Musashi is, well, I mean, he's a Musashi, he isn't the greatest brawler, so he's sitting here slowly reversing. And he isn't taking an awful lot of damage so far, so I guess it's working out for him. Well, it would be working out for him if he had more support. Unfortunately for those enemies pushing in, their team was not so helpful. Now ship-wise, it's still anybody's game. The friendlies do have a destroy advantage though, and destroyers are pretty good at defending a capture point. And if the enemies aren't, like, pushing in together, yeah, they are probably not going to turn this around. And it looks like MBrandis has finally run out of an enemy to shoot at. The Musashi has retreated far enough to be unspotted. He is probably now behind a smoke screen and silencing his guns. He's waiting for reinforcements until he re-engages. Or, well, maybe he re-engages just right now. So, looks like the Musashi ate one torp. Possibly more than one. He's trying to heal, I think. He's probably also on fire and flooding. And he's down. So looking pretty good. The last of the friendly battleships, well, not the last, there's still a Musashi in the north, but two more enemy battleships arrive. And they are too late. Well, I mean, they could still turn it around, I suppose, but considering their team doesn't have destroyers left, it's a bit unlikely, I suppose. And their cruiser is a little bit too far behind to help them out with his hydro. He's also on pretty low health. So it looks like the Montana is taking it slow, and I think he might aid the torpedo. A bit too predictable. He would have done better if he'd just gone in here with more speed, I suppose. The Tirpitz is pushing in. The Tirpitz obviously a good brawler with torpedoes of her own. And considering that this Montana has been so well predictable with his movements, MBrandis is just going for a very tight spread here. He says the small spread is not enough for him. He expects the Montana to pretty much just, well, slightly reverse or do almost nothing. And so far it seems to work out. So I'm looking forward to those torpedoes. Let's see how many hits he can score. Meanwhile, well, Tirpitz is pushing in. Unfortunately for the Tirpitz, he does not have hydro, and he is kind of sandwiched between 3 ships with torpedoes, 2 destroyers and a Minotaur. And let's see how this works out for our Tirpitz. Now MBrandis gets spotted here. He is too close to fire from smoke, so he might as well get a move on. Hey, meanwhile, he managed to sink the Montana. So he is ready to torpedo the Tirpitz, but I think some other torpedoes might arrive before that. He's going for the upper belt and farming penetrations. There come the torps, and that's one less Tirpitz. That leaves only the Musashi. And this Musashi is never going to win this. They're gearing in the north. He might just going to cap C for some more experience. Well, the smartest move the gearing could make is capture Point Charlie, because it would give him more experience. If he's trying to hunt down the Musashi, he might get a few shells in, but nowhere near as profitable as just capping. But anyway, none of this matters at this point. It's just comes down to hunting that Musashi. Well, or I guess winning by points. The friendlies are getting somewhat close. So let's unlock the camera here and let's speed this up. This is just raining more and more shells down on the enemy. MBrandis is going for evasive maneuvers, and yeah. Musashi scored 1 big hit, torpedoes are on the way, and looks like he scored another hit, but the torpedoes are on course, and there is the win. Now here we are with the results. MBrandis managed to get 3,217 base experience. It's about twice as much as the second in the team. So very nicely done by him. He just went into the center and wrecked everything. He earned himself a devastating strike, Confederate Kraken, just a flesh wound, first blood and high caliber. He scored 238,000 points of damage. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.